All right, friends, it's T-Man, and again, I'm back with a new video. It's gonna be on Jeremy Ethier, man. Yes, I'm gonna do a review of this gym lifting recruiting fitness slave, bro. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna react to this video. So Jeremy Ethier says the one full body routine to build muscle and lose fat. Well, I did this video, but it didn't really come out, so I'm doing it now a second time. Only six exercises you need, eh? Oh, okay.
If you want to build every major muscle with just 6 exercises, full body workouts are the way to go. They not only boost growth, but new research suggests they might also enhance fat loss by activating more total muscle per workout. 5 years ago, I shared
I will agree. A full body workout is probably the best workout when it comes to damaging muscles in bodybuilding for bodybuilders. Yeah. But it can't be done consistently. It can only be done periodically after it goes through a repair and a remodeling, which is the shortest period of time, 7 days. All right.
full body workout plan. But since then, new research and hands-on experience have shown me how to make it even better. Today, I'm bringing you the upgraded version, a full week of training packed into one video. The plan includes 3 workouts per week, with 6 key exercises in each session. I'll walk you through all 3 workouts, breaking down each exercise with science-backed tips. And the best part, you can try this entire routine for free on my brand new app. But more on that later. Let's dive into workout 1.
I'm running there right now to go and try it. Yeah, whatever.
Kickoff workout 1, we'll target the upper chest with the incline dumbbell press for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
Okay, it looks okay, but I don't see. It was easy going up, and it was even easier going down. And I don't see your arms going that far down, but they're going down pretty much. But whatever. You know, as a bodybuilder, you don't. If you're trying to build your muscle, which is the eccentric builds muscles. Okay, let's just put it that way. What is the point of going all the way up to the top if you're trying to do an eccentric exercise? So you only need to go partially up and then partially down. But you have to do it for numerous reps. And you wouldn't be able to go all the way up to the top because we have to use an astronomically heavy weight for the eccentric load. Yeah, and so dumbbells are easy to do it with. You could use heavy dumbbells for eccentric loads, just enough that you can rep them out for 10 reps per set. You don't want to go like astronomically heavy to the point where you can't even budget. Just enough so you could get it up for a partial rep and down. That's it for 10 reps. Something really heavy. Something that you couldn't do for a full concentric, because we're not interested in the full concentric exercise, because we're not going to the gym to lose muscle, because concentric exercises are associated with a loss of sarcomere number and muscle fibers. We're trying to get more of them, so we're trying to avoid the concentric, and we're trying to load the eccentric as much as we can. That is the premise of bodybuilding, to damage muscle in the eccentric load. Get it? Eccentric load, you know, loading, overload. Yes, eccentric overload. Yeah. Okay.
Why start here? Most people's upper chest is underdeveloped compared to other areas, yet it plays a major role in creating a fuller, more balanced chest.
Yeah, okay,
whatever. And the incline dumbbell press doesn't just hit the upper chest. It's one of the best all-around chest builders. In fact, the 2020...
It won't matter if your chest isn't damaged. If there's no damage, there's no growth. If there's no damage, there's zero growth.
Study found that incline pressing led to similar mid-chest growth as flat benching, but was significantly better for the upper chest. But before jumping in...
Hold on, was this sarcoplasmic growth or myofibular? Because a lot of the problem with these lifters are they're concentric lifters. They're squeezing a glycogen into the muscles, squeezing muscles. Concentric movements squeeze muscles. They don't damage them. They don't cause tears in them.
Do a quick warm-up to activate your muscles and protect your joints. Start with 1 light set for 8 to 10 reps, then increase the weight for 3 to 5 reps.
They shorten, concentric shortens the muscle contraction is shortened. It's not lengthened. And if it's not lengthened, it's not going on there. You're going to lose muscles doing that because it becomes endurance. If it becomes endurance, you wear out the muscles. That's what happens. You're really just going there, working your muscle, and you're wearing it out. It's like you're skating uphill. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. You come in and you do, like, you think it's about pushing the weight. It's not about pushing. It's about the weight pulling on your muscles. The heavier they pull on your muscles, the more they'll damage, the more they'll come back to adapt by growing bigger and stronger. That's the whole point. You increase your strength astronomically through the roof, testosterone, this, that, whatever. It makes you anabolic. It does a bunch of stuff, man, okay? Eccentric is superior to concentric in every way.
And then do this one more time with a heavy weight for 1 to 2 reps. This helps you.
See, I went with a heavy weight for 1 to 2 reps. But the problem, Jeremy Ethier, when you bring the weight down, there's no load. It went up heavy. It went up heavy. It was heavy for you to go up because you're in your mind, you're thinking, I have to practice at getting good. I'm a lifting performance slave, so I have to practice at getting good at lifting heavy weight. But in fact, all you have to do is put load on the eccentric. Just keep loading it, overloading it, and boom, you're going to get massively bigger and stronger really fast, like really fast.
Ease into the movement without draining your energy. But you also want to make sure that you get the bench angle right.
Study music theory, harmony, and
Without draining your energy. But
You don't drain energy in the eccentric form. That's the point. You absorb energy eccentrically. You don't lose energy, you absorb it. So you don't really get tired in your exercises. But the intensity of eccentric exercises and the duration is important. High intensity because you're looking to damage muscle fibers. Yeah.
also want to make sure that you get the bench angle right. This can make or
We're not looking for volume. Volume means that you're coming in every day. That's a lot of volume work. So you're gonna add the volume of the sarcoplasm is gonna fucking expand massively. We don't want that.
break the exercise, and it depends on your chest structure. Lay on a flat bench and place your phone between your pecs.
Okay.
If your phone angle's down, you've got a steep sternum. In this case, a flat bench acts more like a decline press, so you'll need a steeper incline to hit your upper chest properly. But if your phone stays relatively flat, you've got a flat sternum like me. In this case, a flat bench works as intended, and a slight incline, just 1 or 2 notches up, is all you need. Anything past that, and you'll likely just feel it more in your shoulders. And finally, to optimize your form, tuck your elbows into an arrow shape on the way down and press the dumbbells up and back towards your collarbone. This lines up the tension perfectly with your upper chest fibers. Next up, we're moving to the lower body with squats for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Follow this.
Yeah, this exercise, really, you gotta stay down there at the bottom. Really, really, really heavy. You can as heavy as you can manage. You don't have to go all the way up to the top. You can bounce, actually, which is a good thing. We want to bounce the concentric because we're not interested in concentric. So we want to bounce ourselves up, but we want to go down on our own volition with the weight. So you go down, but you bounce yourself back up again. And they could be rapid movements, so don't worry about it. Rapid movements, heavy enough to complete at least 10 reps per set. That's the whole point. So do not go full concentric to the top. Just stay down there and just keep going really, really deep until your ass hits the bottom of the floor of your heels.
Same warm-up protocol we use for the incline dumbbell.
See, he just goes this far. That's no good. So this is a partial concentric. We want to do partial eccentrics. We're not interested in concentrics because we don't want to lose muscle. That's why Jeremy Ethier has never grown a muscle in the last 7 years or 6 or 7 years since he started this channel. He's never grown anything.
Press to now get your leg muscles ready. Now, the barbell squat has been getting some hate online recently,
Why?
with people claiming that it's not optimal. But
It's optimal in the eccentric form. Yeah, it's optimal. Very optimal. Everything in eccentric is optimal. You take heavy loads going down. Here's the thing. You could even put a lot more weight, do an eccentric load going all the way down. Not enough that you're going to bust your knees. Enough that you can handle a very, very heavy weight going down without busting yourself up. You see what I mean? And then have somebody help you rack it and then fucking bring it down again. Have 2 partners on each side pull it up and then you go down with it. They pull it up and you go down with it. That would be even beneficial, even more beneficial if you had people with you, training with you, doing it.
full body workout, you want exercises that give you the most bang for your buck. And squats do just that. Research shows they not.
You do, but if you're gonna do full body workout, you don't want to do your legs on the same day. That's too much work, bro. You want to do your upper body one day and then your legs the next day. Astronomically high sets for legs, like a lot of sets, high intensity, duration, whatever. You get the point. All eccentric.
Only grow your glutes as effectively as glute focused exercises like hip thrusts, they also strengthen and grow the quads, adductors, and even your lower back.
You know, I've never done hip thrusts ever. I've never, ever, ever done them. Or maybe I tried it. I tried it. I think I tried it once, just for fun. I didn't really like them. I don't do hip thrusts. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done them.
It's essentially 4 exercises in one, which is why
Those were very weak exercises she showed there. They were weak. The one where you're using the body weight for your back, that's not going to do anything. That's just going to exercise your back. It's going to wear it out. Going to lose muscle. That isn't going to grow anything. The one where he was lifting himself, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if I could go back there. Hold on. Let me see if I could go back there. I think it was here somewhere. Hold on.
it's as effectively as glute focused exercises like hip thrusts, they also strengthen and grow the quads, adductors, and even your lower back. It's essential.
Yeah, they would only grow it if it went in the eccentric motion. That's the thing, eccentrically. It'll rapidly adapt. You're gonna have to keep going heavier and heavier. It needs heavy loads, bro. And that's why I don't like this exercise, the hip thing. It doesn't go down enough. I don't know. Maybe you do it, not me. This thing here with this one here on the left side at the bottom, he's doing like these back extensions here. No good. It's no good. You need heavy eccentric loads for that. Heavy eccentric load on that. The quad here, where the guy's going here on the right side at the bottom, the quad, he's going all the way up to the top. It's too light. It should be dragging your legs down the way. You shouldn't be going all the way up to the top. You should do it as heavy as you can for eccentric load. And this thing here, I don't know what this is. This does the inner part of your legs, your thigh. I never use that machine. I don't like it. Whatever. If you want to use it, use it. Just do eccentric on it. Who cares?
Essentially 4 exercises in one, which is why it clearly deserves a spot in this routine. That said, not everyone's body is built to squat the same way.
Okay, so hip thrusts do all those in one. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't like hip thrusts, man. That's just me. Whatever.
Alex here. He has short femurs and great ankle mobility, making him a natural born squatter. He can stay almost perfectly upright and squat deep without losing balance.
There you go. Deep is good, and then he shouldn't go up so high. It should be heavy enough that he could make it up.
Now compare that to Max, who has longer femurs and less ankle mobility. To stay balanced, Max has to push his hips back and lean forward more, and he can't get quite as deep without rounding his lower back. Both squat forms are correct, but they will emphasize slightly different muscles. So if you're like Max and you struggle to squat deep, try elevating your heels onto plates. This simple adjustment will allow you to stay more upright, shifting more of the focus to your quads, which is perfect since we'll be hitting the glutes harder later on in the week. Next, we're focusing on the mid and upper back muscles with a dumbbell chest supported row for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. This time, you'll only need 1 to 2 quick warm-up sets since your
Ooh, monster, yes.
upper body should already be fairly warmed up. To set this exercise up, adjust an incline bench to 45 degrees and lay chest down on it with your legs slightly bent and feet firmly planted on the floor. Now the key to targeting your mid and upper back is to keep your elbows angled out in an arrow shape as you pull. At the top of each rep, squeeze your shoulder blades together as hard as you can. Then let them fully open up at the bottom to stretch your back muscles. But be careful. Your biceps might try to take over the movement, especially if your back is weaker or you're just using too much weight. From the side, if your forearms bend upwards, then your biceps are taking over. So instead, keep your forearms straight up and down and focus on lifting the weight by squeezing your back muscles together. Lastly,
No, you shouldn't do that at all. You should leave it for a dead hang and let your back squeeze. Let your back bring it up and let the weight drag the muscle down. It should be very heavy at the bottom. Here's the thing. It should be so heavy that you couldn't bend your arms with the dumbbell, so that your back can do the work and then lower it. Your back lifts it and lowers it. Lifts it and lowers it. Your arms can't bend because the weight should be very heavy for the eccentric loading. That's right. Progressive overload. Eccentric overload.
Here's a bonus technique to squeeze out extra
You want to
growth. Most back exercises
progressively overload the back with eccentric loads. Yeah, man. This is not working. This is concentric. If he's lifting his arm, it's concentric. So there's nothing going on there, dude. Trust me. There's nothing going on.
including this one, are hardest at the top. That means when you can't do any more full reps, you still got gas in the tank for partial reps at the bottom, which research suggests is actually the more important part for growth because the back
Yeah, the most important part for growth is at the bottom, eccentric.
muscles are stretched. So, once
Yeah, where they're stretched. So why are you using your arms concentrically lifting? Why are you doing that? It's crazy.
you've hit failure on your last set, try to get
Look at him. He's like squeezing. He's using his arms again. This is like everybody failing in the gym, bro. The weight is too light. If your arm can lift that weight in that range of motion, what he's doing right here, it's too light on the downforce. And there's no downforce because he lifted with his arms and his arms are going to go down. Watch. Look, see? Where's the stretch if his arms lifted and went down? This is a concentric exercise. There's nothing going on in the back there other than he's probably pumping some glycogen in it. That's it. Some phony sarco muscles, whatever.
5 more half reps in that bottom position. We'll apply the strategy to the last set of all back exercises in this routine. Next, we're heading back
Okay, Jeremy.
to the lower body to target the hamstrings, which are actually a group of 4 muscles. But here's the interesting part.
Yeah.
One of these muscles only crosses the knee, so its primary role is to flex your knee, like in a leg curl. But the 3 other muscles cross both the knee
Yeah,
and
but nothing goes on there when you bring your leg up. Nothing is going on.
the hips, meaning they also help extend your hips, like during deadlifts. So to fully develop your hamstrings, you need both a leg curl movement and a deadlift type movement in your workout plan. Today, we're gonna focus on the leg curl. Now,
You need a deadlift program? Well, if you're doing your legs, you want deadlift, quads, hamstrings. Yeah, you want to do all of them, calves, whatever.
if your gym gives you the option between seated and lying leg curls, here's what you should know. A well-executed study by Mayo and colleagues found that seated leg curls led to significantly greater hamstring
Seated are good because when you push down, it will pull your leg up, right? Let the weight pull your leg up. So it keeps, you got to keep multiple stretches. You want to cause multiple, rapid firing, multiple stretches on the quad so that it can damage. That's the whole point. If you're standing with a barbell and you're bending, trying to stretch your quad, you're not really doing very much there. Trust me. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. The machines are better because you can do it really fast and rapid firing. You know, you can have a spotter too, like help push it down and then let the weight pull it up. They just help you push down and then let the weight pull you up. Just keep doing that like crazy with your friend, your partner. When you can't do anymore, just keep doing until you can't do anymore, until the muscle completely fails to the point where not a failure rep, where it fails in sets that you can't do anymore. And then you know you've reached a level of damage. You know what I mean? There's a level of damage there and you can move on, do something else.
growth compared to lying leg curls. And this is likely because the seated position stretches the
I
hamstring.
mean, you can use both of them as a combination, but yeah, I guess the seated one is good because your partner can stand here on the left here, can push down on it. They just simply help push down, you know. That's why it's better. They push down and then you let the weight stretch your leg, go out. That's the whole point, yeah. Eccentrically, yeah.
Hamstrings more than a lying version, a stretch that research suggests is a powerful driver of muscle growth. So,
Yeah.
if I had to pick one, I'd go with seated leg
Yeah, the eccentric stretch is a powerful driver of growth. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
curls. But if you only have access to a lying leg curl like me, or you simply prefer it, then it's still
But people think going up, that's where the growth is. They think squeezing muscles, pumping muscles, that's where the growth is. Pumping, getting the pump, pumping. They're crazy.
really fantastic option for building your hamstrings.
Yeah.
But whichever version you do, here's a critical form tip.
Yes.
Many people feel their calves working more than their hamstrings during leg curls.
Why?
And this happens because the first 15 degrees of a leg curl actually heavily involve the calves. So to fix this, avoid fully straightening your legs at the start of each rep. Stop.
How could it be working the calf? You're laying down. What are you talking about? I've never heard that before, but whatever. I guess. I don't know. I don't know where these people come up with this shit, man. This shit's funny. But whatever.
Slightly short so your knees remain slightly bent before starting the next rep. All right, so we're down to the final two exercises of the workout.
Yeah.
So far, we've focused mostly on compound movements that target multiple muscle groups at once. But to fully round out your development, we need to address two key areas that
Compound movements, huh?
compound lifts often neglect,
what's
the
that?
biceps and triceps. For example, while rows do involve the biceps to some extent, back exercises biomechanically favor the other arm muscles like the brachialis and brachioradialis. Comparing dumbbell rows to bicep curls, found that curls led to double the biceps growth. As for the triceps, while chest presses are excellent for building the triceps, research showed they primarily grow the lateral head of the muscle, whereas the long head, the biggest part of the triceps, barely grows at all because it's placed in a mechanically disadvantaged position. It's instead been shown to grow the most from tricep exercises where the arm is placed overhead.
It grows the most? Okay. Even, let's say he just started doing these the first time. They'll grow the first time because we're unaccustomed to doing that exercise. But guess what? They'll rapidly adapt. And the fact that he's doing concentric and eccentric, whatever, it's adapted and it's too light. The loads are too light on the eccentric. So what's the point? We go really heavy on the eccentrics, man, as bodybuilders. We go astronomically heavy because we're getting bigger and stronger with every bout of exercise, doing heavy loads of eccentric exercises. We're not fake natties. We're not faking it or faking our lifts or anything like that. I don't know what people are thinking about online. These fake bodybuilders taking steroids because they gave up doing concentric lifts, thinking squeezing a muscle is going to build a muscle. Then it never worked for them. And then what do? They take steroids and then they continue in the same exercises, concentrically lifting, screaming and yelling in gyms and everything, thinking that concentric exercises build muscle when it's associated with a loss of sarcomere number in muscle fibers and it's associated with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy because they're wasting drugs. They keep absorbing this energy because they got to keep it in there to keep you alive. They thinks you're dying with high levels of testosterone. So then it starts absorbing more glycogen. And then you think they're muscles. You go pose, look around, show everybody, show off. It's all bullshit.
It's instead been shown to grow the most from tricep exercises where the arm is placed overhead. So, to finish off this full body workout, you have two options.
Yeah.
If you're using dumbbells, perform a superset of lying incline dumbbell curls for the biceps, then go right into dumbbell overhead extensions shortly after. Repeat that for a total of 3 times. If you're using cables, you can do behind the body cable curls, superset with overhead rope extensions. Both supersets use exercises that provide a deep stretch, which, as you learned earlier, may be a powerful driver of growth. Now, you could just stick to the 6
It is a driver of growth. Eccentric exercise, the stretch, yeah.
exercises in workout A and do that 3 times a week. But adding variety throughout the week has some big advantages. Research shows that using
Yeah, what is that advantage?
different exercises to target the same muscle often leads to more balanced growth. It's also easier on your joints, reducing
Not squeezing them.
the risk of overuse injury from repeating the same movements. And perhaps most importantly, exercise variety has been shown to keep you more motivated and consistent with your routine. And that is why we're switching things up for your second workout of the week, workout B. The new exercises will build on what we started in workout A while still keeping the program simple and effective. First up, we're hitting the chest again, but this time focusing on the mid and lower chest with the barbell bench press for 3 sets of 4 to 6 reps. Now, we used to think that lower reps were only for building strength, 6 to 12 reps were ideal for growth, and higher reps were best for endurance. But research has now shown that all of these rep ranges can lead to similar muscle growth, as long as you're pushing hard. So why go with lower reps here? Well, heavier weight in the lower rep range not only builds muscle, but also comes with the added bonus of boosting strength. And for the bench press, going heavy can be a lot of fun, especially if you have a spot
Okay.
order to keep things safe. That said, if heavy benching bothers your shoulders, no worries. You can lighten the load and aim for higher reps, or just swap it out for the flat dumbbell
Again, these are better done eccentrically, eccentric loads, yeah.
press, which tends to be easier on the joints. Next up, we're working the hamstrings with Romanian deadlifts for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. So back in workout A, we've
Here's the thing, it's too light, the weight going down. The weight going down was too light. And you don't have to go all the way up to the top. You just go partially down, partially up, partially down. And it has to be heavy enough. Heavy enough that you can't really make it up to the top. Really, you know, with like, maybe you could make it, but it has to be astronomically difficult to make it to the top. So you'll know that there's enough load on the eccentric.
focused on one function of the hamstrings, knee flexion, which has also been shown to activate the lower part of the hamstrings more. Romanian deadlifts, however, focus on the other main function, hip extension. This shift also seems to activate the upper hamstrings more, making it the perfect combo for overall development. But with this exercise, proper technique is key to avoid just overworking your lower back.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Alex Lee.
Proper technique is key to avoid just overworking your lower back. Start with a shoulder width stance and grip the bar just outside your knees. Brace your core and then imagine a band around your hips pulling you back. This will naturally bend your torso towards the floor. Keep your knees relatively straight and let the bar slide along your thigh.
It's too light and it's too slow, the movement. It's too late.
As you continue pushing your hips back. But once your hips can't push back any further, stop. Going any lower just rounds your lower back. But this endpoint is going to vary for everyone. If you have longer arms, you're going to be able to get closer to the floor. But with shorter arms, you might stop just past your knees. Both are perfectly fine, so don't force it. And on the way up, drive your hips forward, then repeat for the next rep. Next up, lat pull downs for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Despite the name, lat pull downs don't actually work your lats very well. The wider
They do. They stretch your lats. That's the whole point. You can do the whole stack, literally. You know, it will be difficult to pull down, but usually you just bounce it. What I do is I use my body weight, my legs, and that thing, they're holding it down. So I just, from the top, I just pull it down really fast, really hard, so it kind of bounces, and then I let the weight pull on my lats on the way up. That's the eccentric. So you just have to bounce it down and then let the weight do its job. Pull you. That's all you have to do. Let you pull you up. So that'll cause the stretches in the muscle fiber. You don't have to do it with perfect form, this and that, particular way. Don't waste your time. You're wasting your time. That's what you're doing there. You don't have to do any of those. Even from the front, you just pull it down, let it pull you up. Pull it down. You don't have to get it all the way down. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be all the way down, touching the back of your neck, your shoulders, or anything. It doesn't have to be down if it's close grip, all the way touching your chest or something. It doesn't have to be all the way down, just enough that you can pull it for a concentric and then let the load pull you up. That's it. And do as many sets as you can and reps of 10. That's it. It's going to cause this damage and then you're going to get growth there. And then that will, with the time you come to the gym, the whole stack is going to feel so light. When you start pulling it, it's going to be like nothing. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, what the fuck? The whole stack, you can do it literally with perfect form after.
Bar forces your elbows to flare out, engaging more of your upper and outer back muscles, which is perfectly fine. So don't be worried if you can't feel your lats that much, as we'll be focusing on them more in workout C. But for here, use a fairly wide grip, lean back slightly, and pull the bar towards your upper chest. And lastly, don't forget about the technique from work.
That's too easy. If you could pull it down really easy, then that means it's too light going up. So the load is too light pulling you up. Nothing going on, no growth.
Workout A. On your last set, do as many full reps as you can, and then drop to at least 3 to 5 half reps in that stretch position. Next up, we're back to the lower body to target the glutes, with 3 sets of walk-in lunges, aiming for about 6 to 10 reps per leg. Now, the secret to making this exercise glute focus is all on the setup. Take a wide step forward, keep your knee directly over your foot, and lean your torso forward slightly while keeping your back straight. This creates a deeper stretch in your glutes. Switch legs with each step and focus.
That's not going to do anything. The weight's too light. The weight's too light. It's not going to do anything.
on controlling the descent. Your back knee should hover.
That's not enough eccentric load on the quad there. There's not enough load, bro. And there's just not enough load, bro. That's it.
Just above the ground at the bottom of each rep. Finish up workout B, we've got another isolation exercise superset, this time with the side delts and abs. So for the side delts, I'd recommend behind the body cable lateral raises with the cable set up 3 to 4 knots.
That's too easy. The problem with this exercise is that when you use your entire arm to lift and it's way far out there, that makes it astronomically difficult. Have you ever seen a skyscraper when they use these what do you call them? These pulleys and things up there to build buildings? If they were to lift something astronomically heavy at the end of it, it can cause the crane. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. It can cause the crane to crash, and it has happened. The crane conductor driver fucking picked up something way at the end. It was too heavy, and it crashed the crane. Because the whole point of the crane is something heavy. It has to move inward and then pull the thing up. Because the center piece is where all the strength is. It can pull up something heavy. But if it's hanging at the end, my God. The fucking thing will fall over because it's too heavy. Get it? So this is stupid exercise. Really, what you should focus on is keeping, again, dead hang. Keep your arm in a dead hang and let your shoulder do the work. Do the lifting and lowering in a partial eccentric concentric.
Punches up from the bottom. This not only gives your side delts a deep stretch, but
No, it's not going to do anything. The weight is too light going down. The weight feels astronomically heavy going up. The most some people can do here is like 20 pounds or something. You know what I mean? But now you could do the whole stack. You could do the whole stack if you allow your shoulder to lift and go down and use your arm as an anchor. Just keep it straight and let the shoulder do the work. Then you're going to see the most growth because you finally activated. The shoulder is going to take on loads. It's going to get massive, bro.
Challenges them a bit more in that stretch position.
No, it doesn't challenge them at all in that stretch position, and not concentrically, that's for sure, because it's too late.
Done, we'll immediately go into an ab exercise, reverse crunches. Now, while your abs help stay...
Yeah, I do abs with full body, yeah, okay. I don't do crunches, I use weights because you can stretch them again too. You can stretch that mid area to get your abs to stick out, to build muscle in that area, yeah.
Utilize your body in many of your compound exercises, training them directly can help build them up, just like any other muscle, which visibly can make them.
Yeah, it can build them up. You could. What is this? Like spray paint or something, bro? What is this? Makeup? What are you doing here? This looks weird, but whatever.
Pop more. Reverse crunches are a great choice here because they challenge your abs a little bit more when they're stretched. Lay on a bench or on a mat and bend your legs to 90 degrees. Then raise your hips.
This is kind of like endurance. This isn't bodybuilding, but whatever.
By moving your knees towards your chest, focusing on curling your pelvis. Even if it's just lifting your tailbone, go up as far as you can and then slowly control the way down. And repeat this superset for a total of 3 times. Okay.
Yeah, this is endurance.
So that wraps up workout B. But if you're wondering how to track all the exercises or remember the form for each move, let me show you something that I've been personally using to make things way easier.
Okay.
This is Built with Science Plus, my new app, and it's designed to do all the heavy lifting for you, except the actual weights, of course.
Wow.
It's super simple, guys. Just click on the exercise.
It's super simple, guys.
And you've got the porn video right there. And you can even swap exercise.
What did he say? Porn video right there? Oh, Jesus.
This is if you're missing equipment.
I think I'm hearing things.
Or have an injury. And the app will make sure you're still working the right muscles. Plus, it tracks your sets and even starts coaching you after the first week.
Wow.
It's just like having me with you at the gym. And you can try 2 weeks of it completely free at builtwithscience.com. But I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. For now, let's move on to the final workout of the week, workout C. First up, we have the seated dumbbell shoulder press for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, which will mainly target the front part of your shoulders. I personally prefer dumbbells over barbells for this because they're easier on the joints. Plus, by setting the bench...
Okay. Again, concentric.
1 to 2 notches down from fully upright, you'll reduce the demand on your shoulder mobility while still getting the most of the exercise. Lastly, as you press, to maximize shoulder activation, let your elbows flare out to the sides, but as you lower the dumbbells, tuck them slightly in front of your body. Okay, so far, we've emphasized almost...
Again, the load is too light on the eccentric. You're supposed to go heavy on the eccentric. That's about it.
Every area of the back in the previous workouts, but there's one major part left, the lats. This is where the dumbbell row comes in, with 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Start by placing your same side hand and knee on a bench for support, while planting your other leg far out for stability. Next, the key to activating your lats is to keep your elbow tight to your side as you row, and focus on driving your elbow back towards your hips in a sweeping, arcing motion, almost like you're sweeping the floor with a weight.
Guys all over TikTok are completely...
Like you're sweeping the floor with a weight. But to prevent your biceps from taking over, make sure your forearm stays vertical rather than curling the weight as you pull. And lastly, as you row, avoid rotating your torso to make the movement easier. Keep your back flat, pull until your elbow reaches your torso, and then control the weight back down. And of course, don't forget, on your last set, push past failure by doing as many half reps as you can in that bottom position. Next up, our first lower body exercise.
Again, it's the eccentric load. There's not enough weight there, and he's using his arm again. It's concentric.
3 sets of 10 to 15 reps of hip thrusts. Now, hip thrusts have been shown to grow the glutes just as much as...
Here's the problem with the hip thrust, yeah. So this needs an eccentric load as well. You start heavy from the top, and you lower it. You don't have to go all the way up to the top, but should be heavy going down. Yeah, same thing.
Squats, and in one study, even led to almost double the glute growth when it was added to an existing leg workout.
Yeah, it'll get double, especially in untrained athletes. Usually that's where it happens.
So, if you're somebody who sits most of the day, then this exercise is a must to prevent the dreaded flat butt syndrome.
Ew.
But you gotta do it right. And one big mistake is arching your back, which puts pressure on your lower back instead of the glutes. To fix this, brace your core as if someone's about to punch your stomach.
I think the stress is mostly on the glutes and whatever stomach, glutes area. Yeah, and some on the butt, I guess, because muscles are all working. There's a weight on there.
Squeeze your glutes hard. Think about holding a $100 bill between your cheeks. Don't let me steal it. At the top, your back should be flat and your glutes should be burning. But if I'm being honest, guys, sometimes I just don't feel like going through all the effort to set up the hip thrust. So, an effective swap are dumbbell step-ups on a bench or platform. But just like we did with walking lunges in workout B, lean forward slightly to target the glutes more, and alternate your legs each step. So to finish off the quads for the week, we're doing 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps of leg extensions. Now, while pressing movements like squats are great for overall quad growth, research suggests they only really grow just 3 of the 4 quad muscles. The 4th muscle, the rectus femoris.
Yeah, well, they won't grow them if you're not doing eccentric overloading. If you're doing concentric, they're not growing, bro. They're not growing.
Because of its unique anatomy, is instead better grown with leg extensions, hence why I've added them to this routine. But if you want even more growth from this exercise, then if your machine lets you, lean back as you perform it. This stretches the rectus femoris and has been shown to significantly boost growth compared to the normal version. Next up, we're working the chest with 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps of flies to complement the pressing we've done earlier in the week.
Again, the fly. Why does he have to press all the way to the top? Because if it's light to make it there, it's too light to go the opposite direction. No damage, no growth.
Now, my preferred setup here is a seated cable fly with a pad or foam roller between my back and the bench to create a deeper stretch in the chest. Another option here is the pec deck, but the downside is it tends to be much harder in the squeeze. So to make up for it...
Listen to what he said, much harder in the squeeze. Well, we're not focused on squeezing our muscles. We don't want to build any fake muscles, bro. We're trying to build myofibrillar growth. We're just interested in the eccentric.
Just like we did with the back exercises throughout the week, at the end of your very last set, do as many half reps as you can in that all-important stretch position. All right, to finish off the week, we've got our final isolation superset, starting with calf raises. So your calves are made up of 2 muscles, and we used to think seated calf raises target one better, while standing hits the other. But when researchers actually tested this, they found something surprising. Seated calf raises do grow that one muscle well, but standing calf raises grow just as much, while also growing the other calf muscles significantly more. So, to get more bang for your buck, standing calf raises are the way to go. And you can do these on the leg press machine, Smith machine, or single leg with a dumbbell on any platform. Anything where your legs stay straight. But here's the key, guys. Pause at the bottom of each rep for a deep stretch. For calves,
No, you don't have to pause at the bottom, and you shouldn't go all the way up to the top like this guy. It doesn't make any sense. It can take astronomically high loads your calves. Man, you can do these stacks if there's like 400 pounds. Do the whole stack. Why waste your time and focus on stretching it at the bottom? High intensity, many numerous sets, and 10 reps. That's all that's needed. Sufficient.
this stretch is one of the most important drivers of growth. Once you're done, move straight.
Yeah, we know that. The stretch is the driver of growth. So how many stretches do you need for it to grow? How many stretches do you need, Jeremy? Come on. One stretch? You said it's the driver of growth. So if I just do one stretch, I should be growing already, right? Man, come on. I mean, you know better than that. I don't know why you're saying these things. Driver of growth. Yeah, it's eccentric. If they do it eccentrically, then yeah, they'll get some growth. But
Into reverse
if not, it's fake.
cable flies to target the rear delts, a part of the shoulder that often gets overlooked. Set the cable slightly above shoulder height, grab the left cable with your right hand and the right cable with your left hand.
Again, this is too light. You want to do the whole stack and have it pull you up. Go all the way, lay down on the floor practically. Like just get a mat, whatever. Lay down there and then pull them on each side and use handles with grips, because this using the wire is foolish to just pull the wire. That means it's too light, bro. It's too light going inward, and it's too light going out in the eccentric form. So what's the point? This guy's wasting his time again.
And sweep your arms outward and let your arms cross over.
Yes, I'm going to sweep my arms with 10 pounds and nobody gives a shit. Not even the kid there. Nobody else. Nobody. Because I don't know who you're protesting to about who. Justin? Justin left already.
We're at the start for a deeper stretch in the rear delts. Repeat this superset for a total of 3 sets to wrap up your week of training. All right, so here's the full plan.
Yeah.
And if you're a member of my new app, Built with Science Plus, just open up the camera on your phone and scan this QR code to get this workout program for free.
Wow, that's
Our
just
app
crazy.
members not only get access to new work,
I'm
plus
interested in
it
that.
also includes a full nutrition plan with easy food tracking.
Holy crap, yes, slave food diets, slave exercises, slave food diets for the slaves, man, to destroy the slaves. This is wonderful, Jeremy. You have slave programs with slave food diets to destroy your slaves. Your fitness recruiting slaves there. My God. You dirty recruiting slave, you, Jeremy Ethier.
Because, let's be real, that's where most of your results come from. It's just like having me as a coach in your pocket.
That's where it comes from, eating slave food? How does slave food build muscles?
So if you haven't joined yet, you can try 2 weeks of it for free, no strings attached. Just head to builtwithscience.com or click the link in the description box down below to get started. But now that you've got your workout plan and a way to stay on track with the app,
Yes.
give this video a watch next to learn how to properly use protein to maximize your muscle and fat loss results.
Great, okay.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and see you next time.
I did.
With the world in chaos.
I did enjoy it. I'll see you in the next video. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you next one. Ciao.